what's up guys, it's your boy 𝕮𝖆𝖆𝖆𝖙 here and welcome to today's video in which we're gonna be talking about what the fuck is happening to Call of Duty Mobile, BR specifically, and why is it going to shit and how come so. So basically, as you guys know, Call of Duty Mobile, especially Battle Royale right now, is at this worst shape it's been in a good minute. There's just so many issues. In order to dissect the issues and talk about them a little bit more specifically, I've written down a few talking points on a little sheet of paper over here. I have here if you can hear it. And we're going to be going through them, but first off we're going to start off with the problems and then the glitches, because when it comes to the glitches I have a special talking point that's going to take up a little bit more time, because it's not going to be just looking at the glitch, but more talking about what the fuck and why the glitches are not being fixed. So, starting off with the problems, I don't think you can consider that a glitch, but it is the most annoying thing that's been happening to every single one of us. And just keep in mind before I say it, I play on an iPad Pro 2020 model 13-inch, so it's a bad boy. Probably the second best device you can play the game on. And unfortunately, I still experience game freezes, aka FPS drops, and the game just lagging balls when it comes to the frame rate. Not only in BR, but in MP it happens quite frequently as well, but in BR of course it happens way more frequently. And this issue is a game breaker, especially if you're playing on a high-end device. If I would be playing on some, cheap phone that's been used for 2 years or something, and I've had for let's say 5 years or something, like an old Samsung, let's say S7 or shit like that, I could understand it. But if I'm gonna be playing over here on one of the best devices, then this is unacceptable. Not only unacceptable, it happens so frequently that I cannot enjoy playing the game just on a normal basis. And another thing about this game freeze that is just super obnoxious personally for me is when I shotgun, because every time I ADS it freezes. Well, not literally every time, but way too frequently. And I'm somebody that is a CQC player that loves to ADS and jump around, and when it comes to shotgun I only quickscope basically. I almost never hip fire. I only hip fire on accident when the goddamn game doesn't read my input of the ADS. So for someone like me, this is even fucking worse, because every time I'm trying to be flashy, aggressive, and fancy with my good old fucking long shtick, aka the HSO, this shit bites me in the ass so hard. And it's just ruined my experience in general, because not only it has to be an HSO, it happens with any gun. Game freezes way too much, and it's just such a big deal breaker. And the sad part about this is it's not the only major issue we have right now in Call of Duty Mobile. In BR, as you guys can probably already tell yourself, the goddamn hit registration sucks ass. Half of the time when you quickscope somebody with a shotty, it doesn't even register. It just does not. And it doesn't only include shotguns in that. Most of you guys probably picked up an AAK or an M4 and tried lasering somebody in mid-range, but the second they start moving, for some reason their hitbox disappears and the bullet travel time just bites you so goddamn hard up your ass that it's not even funny. And those two things, in my opinion, are really important to gunplay: hit registration and bullet travel time. Without those two, the game just doesn't feel too snappy. And those two reasons have been the main reason why I've stuck to being an aggressive CQC player. Yes, I'm really good at CQC, I love it. But I do it mainly because I don't have the alternative to be that decent at mid-range due to the lack of having a good hit registration in the game or a bullet travel time. It just is so inconsistent and so bad annoying, and that's the one and only thing I praise PUBG Mobile for. Their gunplay when it comes to hit registration, recoil, and bullet travel time is just impeccable. I've played PUBG Mobile twice. I don't like it too much, it's too slow paced. But one thing, the second I picked up a gun and started shooting in that game, the first thing I noticed is that their gunplay is really well designed. And you cannot tell me that there is an excuse for Call of Duty Mobile not being able to develop a good hit registration or having a nice bullet travel time and work that thing out, because Call of Duty Mobile has been out for 2 years now. And plus, it's a super profitable game. Just for shits and giggles, let me Google something real quick. How much money has Call of Duty Mobile made? So, As part of its financial filings, Activision Blizzard has accounted that Call of Duty Mobile has been downloaded 500 million times and generated over $1 billion in revenue. In total, Call of Duty franchise has made 400 million units on PC. Like, dude, you're telling me that Call of Duty Mobile is the most profitable Call of Duty game in goddamn fucking existence. But you don't have the balls or the finances or the resources in general to fix simple things, just simple things that are supposed to be super polished, since they're the core mechanics of the game, which is being the game running smoothly and then the gunplay. There is no excuse for that, and it's just infuriating and it's so frustrating to you. I can't even talk. I'm getting heated about this. So I'm gonna end this here, talking about those 2 points, because I'm gonna get even more pissed. It just is ridiculous that a company of this magnitude, with these type of profit margins and that size of a team, are too incompetent or unwilling to fix those things. And then those things, which are gonna be hit registration, bullet travel time, are gonna add to our next topic, time to kill. Why the fuck did we have to increase the time to kill in this game if the gunplay isn't balanced, and if the bullet travel time doesn't work, and the hit registration doesn't work properly either? It's just a recipe for disaster. So I really don't understand why they had to add this new health system. What they had to do is give us the Warzone health system, fix the gunplay, and just gave us one type of healing item, which is just gonna be a normal armor plate, and give us 3 slots like in Warzone. It worked there perfectly fine, and it should work here perfectly fine. Why does it work perfectly fine? Because everyone is gonna be in the same battlefield or playing ground when it comes to luck. Because yes, battle royale shooters are always gonna be somewhat luck based, but you can reduce the luck to a certain extent by only adding 1 med item to use. Because now you're gonna be in a disadvantage if you didn't spend more time or were not lucky enough to find an item, like for example a kinetic armor plate, compared to someone who only has green plates. You see what I'm going at? There's just so many things they have to tweak and work at, and they don't have any excuses to be like, oh yeah, we don't have the manpower or the money for that. That's what pisses me off so much about the game, and it's making me fall out of love with it so much. And then another thing that is really, really wrong, and one of the problems which I just don't understand, and has to do with the new update as well, is why the fuck are we going back in time, Call of Duty Mobile? Why are we going back to the old attachment system? Not completely old, like we had in OG Season 1 and 2, etc., where you could pick up lasers, barrels, but why are we going back to plain guns on the ground where you have to find attachments? It just increases the luck once again. You see, you being able to find the right attachments for the right guns, the odds for that to happen are way lower of you, for example, finding a purple fennec like back in the day. And not only that, now with the new health system and the shitty bullet registration, you will have to have an extended mag in order to kill a person most of the times. You will have to have an extended mag, and those things are really, really luck based to find. It is really rare that I land on a gun and find it in next 2 minutes an extended mag, and it costed me my life so many times because, with a Fennec, 30 bullets, yeah, it could be enough to take out 2 people if you're really, really precise and they haven't fully played it up to 150 or 150, 150 armor or 200 armor. But with this bullet registration, bullet travel time, this shit is just annoying. I've died so many times because of that, because people now are made out of titanium somehow. And the gunplay is not gonna help you out in a single way, and now you're limited to a 30-round mag on most guns. I don't understand the logic behind that. You guys notice me, but I'm gonna probably blend it in here. The meme where it shows the graph of human evolution, and then the guy, the human at the end, turns around, it's like, hold up, go back, I want to be monkey. That's what the fuck this feels like. It is bad. It is terrible. They're going back and just ruining the game, basically. And remind you, we had once for a whole, 2 seasons, a third-person glitch that made BR borderline unplayable. And then they go back in time and fuck shit up. How much longer do we have to wait until they add that glitch again for 2 seasons? For a whole month. And then They didn't even have the time to properly balance classes. Trapmaster has been in this game for god fucking knows how long. One day, in my opinion, is too long, and it's still one of the most fucking OP classes. I mean, yes, now with the health system, it's a little bit different since you can play it up against the traps, but it is still one of the most fucking obnoxious and like overpowered classes in the whole goddamn game. And they still haven't done shit about it. Like, they haven't even removed one trap from them to shoot. Like, they can have 4 if they have a chip upgrade. But no, what are we gonna do to Ninja, one of the more like sneakier and competitive classes that rewards aggressiveness and like being able to have like what's it called, trigger discipline? We're gonna take a grappling hook away. Why shall we not? Come on, like it is just really, 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 really obnoxious. And then classes are not the only thing that are not balanced at all in Call of Duty Mobile BR. I'm talking about guns in general. Like, the AK-47 has been meta for so goddamn long, as far as I could remember. Like, I feel like a grandpa talking about, like, gas prices right now, being like, oh, back in the day, used to be better things. We used to ride horses instead of having to fill up our cars with petrol. But yeah, instead of horses, we had the, like, AK-47 the whole goddamn time. Like, you cannot tell me that that gun has been meta for so goddamn long, and then you decide to nerf other goddamn weapons and make the SMRS meta again. The SMRS has been meta in Season 1 OG, and now it is basically up to its old standard. So you cannot even balance guns properly Call of Duty Mobile. I mean, like, if you hot drop, for example, you're fucked if you don't find like an Echo, a Fennec, or a 47 or an M4. I mean, you can still deal with the RUS and like, of course, sorry, I forgot to mention the MX-9, but if you have all the other guns, you're at a huge disadvantage because the weapon balancing is terrible in this game. And even if you manage to bypass those things and be like, yeah, you know what, 𝕮𝖆𝖆𝖆𝖙, you're a fucking crooked old bastard who is just nagging way too much about stupid shit and way too salty and miserable. Well, fair point. And go into the game and ignore those things, and what are you gonna encounter sometimes? Just goddamn bot lobbies. I'm not talking only about those lobbies like me and you get always, which there is like, I would say, like a 40-60 player count, 60 bots, 40 real, or like 50-50 maybe. There is quite a few amount of times where I just go into a game while being legendary rank with what, 14,000 points, and I get a goddamn lobby where there's only 1 or 2 real teams. So you know that ratio, what does it make that a ratio? That means there's gonna be 2 squads, 2 real squads, 8 players plus me, 9. Meaning there's a total of 91 fucking bots. How is that even possible? It's pathetic. And like in general, why do we even have bots in BR? Why don't you treat us like MP, you fucking filthy, obnoxious bastards, you lazy fucks? Like, MP has a ranked mode. We want that for BR as well. A mode, a casual mode, where you can just hop on and there's going to be bots here and there and you don't lose or win any rank points. Then a ranked mode, where there is only real players. I don't understand why we've been playing with bots for 2 goddamn years. And as I mentioned the statistics earlier, 500 million people download this goddamn game. So you cannot tell me that there's not a player base for you motherfuckers to be like, huh, there's not enough players in order to fill a full BR lobby. Like, bullshit, yes you can do it. I would even wait 30 seconds to 60 seconds if it would have to, like, if that would take it in order to fill up a full lobby. But no. Call of Duty Mobile is really, really competent as once again. And yeah, the next point would be lack of loot. I never had a goddamn season in my goddamn fucking life since this update where I had this issue when it comes to loot. Like, not only you guys increase the time it takes to kill people in CTK, but also you guys decrease the amount of ammo and supplies you can find on the whole godforsaken map. This is just like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like this one meme where this guy rides a goddamn fucking bicycle and then lies like, time to fuck shit up, and grabs a twig and jams into his front wheel and fucking basically makes himself tumble. That's what it feels like. It makes zero sense. Most of the like decisions Call of Duty is making are irrational, infuriating, and just absolutely bizarrely stupid. And then, after all of this, at the same time, we have the issue with the input, like input, I cannot even talk, input not working properly. What I mean input, I mean when you press a button that it doesn't work accordingly. For example, press aiming, it doesn't aim. You press crouching, it doesn't crouch. You press sliding, it doesn't slide. That shit happens a lot to me. Like, ever since this big update, it's been happening to me so much. And that plus the game freeze is just like, it crushed me when it comes to actually loving this game and wanting to enjoy it. Just because, you know, all these other balancing things, health system, time to kill, like, can somewhat be overlooked. Somewhat. They should not, but somewhat could be. If you're like a diehard fan from it. But the game freezes and the input like issues, like those two things, they're just too crucial. You cannot look over these, and these are the main reasons, the fucking experience of myself and so many other people I talked to about this game. Like, these are the reasons why, like, they are losing interest, I am losing interest, and why this game is going to shit. But yeah, those were the main problems I want to talk about. Now let's go into the glitches, and holy shit, I see this is gonna be a long video. Sorry about that, I guess I'm ranting, but fuck it, let's continue. Glitches. The game has been out for 2 years. No game is glitchless or perfect, I agree. But there's been glitches that have just been here for way too long and just overstayed their welcomeness from my perspective. Starting off with the vehicle glitch, when you get off a vehicle that bitch tosses you everywhere and doesn't work, you're stuck in the air and you're like a Looney Tunes character going mid-air and shit like that for a half an hour. Like, basically, like, it feels like every time you leave a helicopter while trying to rush somebody, Isaac Newton is just taking a nap right next to you and physics stopped working. That's how I feel like every time I goddamn leave a helicopter or a moving vehicle. Then another glitch has been like out since the goddamn new health system. Loot tabs closing on their own without you clicking on them. This got me killed quite a couple of times because sometimes half of a second matters if you die or not. And then when you want to grab a goddamn gun in order to shoot somebody when you hot drop or when you come back from a ride flight, and you can't because your loot menu is closed because the game decided to like be like, let's bend this guy over and fuck him up the ass raw. Like, no, this is terrible, and I don't know how they still haven't fixed this. And then the other thing I've noticed since this like big update too of the health system, like, your gun's attachments just sometimes drop randomly. Like, how is that a thing? And then another annoying thing that involves the cluster strike is that, like, half the time the cluster strike gets called on you, you don't even get the notification, like the little alert thing on your top. It's pretty bad. And then vehicle hitboxes, vehicle hitboxes have never been perfect at all in this game. Never, not even since the start. But for some reason, since the health system update, since Blackout came out, vehicle hitboxes have become even more atrocious. I don't know how you can screw something up that much harder. How? Why? Please fix it. But this is a talking point I was talking about in the beginning of the video. But when there's a glitch, like healing glitch, for those of you who are not aware, there used to be a healing glitch in which you could use a kinetic armor plate if you do the right things. You could use it while shooting, sliding around, and doing everything. So how that worked, you use a kinetic armor plate, you drop a different med item, like a blue or a green armor plate, and then you ADS or switch to a gun, and then you would be able to run around while the armor plate does its course of healing. They fixed that bitch in under a week, in like a matter of like, what, 2 days? But they cannot fix the goddamn issues they have, the glitches, the goddamn glitches that's been here for a good whole minute. It's been here for months, and they still are too lazy to do so. It is just so frustrating. It is really, really annoying, obnoxious, and it just like makes me want to fucking bite my hand and fucking scream. It is just pathetic because they don't have a single excuse. If Call of Duty Mobile would be some sort of small developer, you know, like new to the scene, trying to do something, I would understand it. They're probably understaffed and don't have enough money or resources in order to like to fix those issues. But Call of Duty does not have that. Like I said, most profitable Call of Duty game in goddamn fucking history. Enormous player base. And also 500 million downloads. And they still are doing this shit to us. And I'm gonna make another video after I end this track over here. Basically this like audio track. In which I'm gonna be talking what the fuck and why. Because they have the resources, and I want to talk about how they actually manage the resources and how they care about what and what they don't care about. So, I've listed all the issues. Next video is gonna be coming soon. I'm gonna cut this bitch up right after this. And in this, like in that video, we're gonna be talking about why, how, and how fucking frustrating and like unexcusable this is for the community. So with that said out of the way, if you made it through these whole goddamn 20 minutes, like kudos to you. Shout out, you're a trooper. Thank you for listening to me just like going baby rage mode for 20 minutes straight, much appreciated. But if you also made it this far, make sure to drop a nice little like, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, that way you don't miss any future content. And yeah, please feel free to go into the comments and voice your opinions about any point of the couple topics I tackled in this video. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about this, and most especially I'm curious to see if you guys feel the same way about this. But yeah, with this said and this out of the way, I hope most of you guys, well actually all of you guys, are having a better day than me right now, because I'm having a headache and this fucking topic is pissing me off. But I'm gonna go for a smoke and record this second part, which is gonna be talking about Call of Duty Mobile and why they're being jackasses and how they tackle problems. But yeah, with that said, hope to catch you next one, and yeah, peace out.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.